Hello and welcome to the Announcers Tables podcast, where we cover the latest topics in wrestling. This week, we're on the road to WrestleMania, but before we get there, we head to the Capitol Wrestling Center for NXT's Stand and Deliver. I'm joined this week by Scott Weaver. Scott, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you, Dom. We have taken a bypass. We have gotten off at Junction 27 on the road to WrestleMania. Oh no, 37 on the road to WrestleMania.
There we go.
Yeah. And we are on the highway to Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, so got off the road to WrestleMania onto the highway. I love that.
Or the motorway if you're from a proper country.
It's a two-night event, and the NXT before WrestleMania always feels like a special one. And I'm certainly looking forward to it. Are you?
I'm probably looking forward to it a little bit more than WrestleMania, I'd say.
Well.
Oh, probably not. I don't know.
I can think of one reason why, which we will get to.
Yes.
But we're going to start off by looking at night one, and the first match we're going to talk about is Pete Dunne versus Kashida. Obviously, this has been, I think this was added on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne's been just talking about how he is the best technical wrestler in the world and asking anyone to prove him wrong. And if anyone can prove him wrong, it's Kashida.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember the week that he did the promo saying that he was the best technical wrestler in the world, and we spoke about it, and we're like, yeah, he's not the best technical wrestler in NXT.
Yeah.
So Kashida, he's going to be an absolute banger.
So the match that Pete Dunne had with Finn Balor gave him a real showcase of his technical style and a bit more of a British style, hard-hitting style, which was great.
Yeah.
To pair him up with Kashida, who hasn't had the best showings on takeovers yet, this is a great match.
Yeah, I mean, his match with Gargano was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It was good. I'm not even going to go that far. It was really good, but
I mean, saying
it felt like he should have won. Yeah,
maybe, but I do like what they're doing with Johnny at the minute.
Yeah, hopefully
I can kind of see why he didn't. I can kind of see why he didn't win.
Yeah,
but I think given this will be such a good match. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
It's like the style of wrestling that I love.
And hopefully this will be the start for Kashida to just find some direction in NXT, because it feels like he's kind of been lost. He came with a reputation of being like the greatest ever IWGP junior heavyweight or one of. And we haven't really seen that yet in the booking. Apparently Triple H was a huge fan, but again, not replicated in the booking yet.
No, he doesn't. I struggle to think of anything that he's done that really stands out.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that comes to mind is that match with Johnny, because it was a good match, but other than that, nothing jumps out at me in his time in NXT. I mean, you think of him in New Japan and stuff jumps out, like time splitters and all that sort of stuff, but nothing in NXT so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, for me in NXT, it's just the match with Johnny and bringing Alex Shelley to NXT, which was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love myself some Alex Shelley, so.
As for Dunn, obviously had a great run with the NXT UK title. And has sounded like a star since he's arrived, to be honest. Got pushed into a title match, which felt a bit too soon, but he gave a good account of himself.
He's he's in the best shape I've ever seen him in.
Oh god, yeah.
He's in such good shape. He's like you can tell he's properly gone to work in the gym.
Yeah.
Like
he's much better as a heel.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, he's so much better as a heel.
Can't be cheering for someone from Birmingham.
Oh, no comment. No comment on that one.
But who do you see coming out on top in this one?
Now, probably it should be Kashida, because you feel like he needs that win. But then I feel like Pete Dunne needs the win as well.
I think Dunn needs it more just because he's been going, I'm the best technical wrestler, I'm the best. If he then immediately loses, it's like, well, you're an idiot, aren't you?
Yeah, but they could kind of build off of that. If he loses after saying that he's the best, they could kind of make him out to be a little bit of not a joke, but that could be his thing where he needs to prove himself if he loses. He feels like he knows he is, so he needs to prove himself. I could see some Maybe only Lorcan shenanigans, maybe.
I'm hoping that this leads to him facing off with Timothy Thatcher.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously one of the better technical wrestlers as well. He was the first one that came to mind when he said, I'm the best technical wrestler in the world.
I mean,
someone to put him in his place.
He's probably one of the first that comes to mind in NXT. In terms of the world, there's one man.
Yeah.
But they're never going to face off because I don't think Zack Sabre Jr. is ever going to get signed by NXT. So
no, why would he do it?
Exactly. But I mean, hopefully it leads that way. I could see, just off the top of my head, just talking about it now, only Lorcan shenanigans and a Pat McAfee return.
I'd love a Pat McAfee return because
that'd be so.
He's been gone for a while now.
Yeah, and it's Mania week, isn't it? He'll probably do. He could do because he was on one of the Mania panels or something.
Oh yeah, when he was wearing his shorts.
Yeah, and his white jacket. So he could be
Michael Cole.
He could be doing stuff like that. I know he does his podcast in the week, so maybe he won't. But that could be a telltale sign, actually, is if he's not on the Pat McAfee show next week.
Yeah,
something's going down. But I hope to see that because I really like Pat.
Yeah, I think also this is being a 2-night event. This match has benefited because this is the sort of match that probably wouldn't get featured, but we're lucky enough to be able to see because of it.
Yeah, and it probably wouldn't have got much time if it was on the card. If it was a 1-night event, it probably would have been like third match or something. Would have been 10 minutes, but two nights it can have the time that it probably needs.
Yeah.
Because if they're going for a full-on technical match, then you don't want to give them 10 minutes where they've got to rush a finish. You want to give them a solid 20 minutes, 25 minutes where they can properly build off the technical style.
Yeah. No, that's it. A technical wrestling match can't be rushed.
No. And like I say, it's one of my favourite styles, so I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah. But next up is the vacant NXT Tag Team Championship match with MSK, the Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fantasma all facing off to try and gain the belts that only Lorcan and Danny Burch were forced to drop.
Yeah, it's a real unfortunate one.
It is. It is.
I would have been interested to see what direction they were going to go if Oni and Danny didn't have to drop them.
Yeah, it feels like they were going for MSK just after they won the Dusty Cup because that's normally where it goes. We saw last year Riddle and Dunn won the titles after winning the Dusty Cup.
But then they had GYV getting involved, so I don't know whether they were going to go for a 3-way between those 3 teams.
Maybe so.
And they've actually just taken out Danny and Oni and put in Legado del Fantasma, but that could be what they were doing. I don't know.
And Legado del Fantasma do feel like the least important team in this. They feel like the one that's have snuck their way through the back door, so to speak.
Yeah, they feel like the team that you could confidently say aren't going to win. And that sounds bad, but...
Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wild, before Legado del Fantasma, I didn't care. They were good, but they weren't anything special.
Yeah.
But Santos Escobar has brought them together, and they look like a much better team now. So
yeah, I really like that whole dynamic.
Yes,
with Santos and then these two, I think it's really good. I just like it quite a lot. I've really liked Santos Escobar as a character. Yeah. We're going to talk about him obviously a bit later, but no, I like these two as a team. But like I say, I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, it comes down to MSK and the Grizzled Young Veterans, which is obviously a repeat of the Dusty Cup final. Yeah. We saw MSK come out on top last time. Will it be MSK again?
Now, it depends whether they want to give faces or heels titles, because obviously Oni and Danny are heels and they've held the titles for quite a while. So it's whether they want to stick with a heel team or they think, you know what, let's just give a face the titles for a bit. Yeah. Personally, I'd love to see Grizzled Young Veterans win. I think that Zach Gibson is one of the best promos in NXT.
Oh, God, yeah.
He's so good. And yeah, definitely. Probably, yeah. I've probably undersold it. But I think Zach Gibson's really, really talented. I like James Drake as well. He's good in the ring, but Zach's just for me.
He is slightly overshadowed, isn't he?
Yeah, just a tad. So yeah, I hope to see GYV not become the soon-to-be NXT Tag Team Champions. They're going to be the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Yeah. So MSK were brought in as faces and gave the NXT tag title scene like a shot in the arm, because at the end of the day, if you look at the scene, so you've got Grizzled Young Veterans, you've got Legado del Fantasma, Birch and Lorcan,
Breezango.
But most of those teams are heels. There's so many heel teams. Undisputed Era, who were heel team back then. Like the only face team were Breezango, and they're not like dominant champions. You know what I mean?
No, they're good. They're good, but they're
I
not
love Breezango.
They're not like they're going to put the strap on them and shoot them to the moon. Pardon the pun.
So I think if you put the belt on MSK, you've got a lot more opponents to work through.
Yeah, I guess so. That makes sense. But I feel like if you give Grizzled Young Veterans the belts, I think they could do like a best of 5.
If you do like a similar situation with like American Alpha and the Revival, where they just keep facing off and it's trading the titles, that would be more than fine.
Yeah.
For me, as I was going to say, it's like, but you see with the women's Dusty Cup, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez won. But you look at who the champions are now, it's Ember Moon and Shotzi.
What a mess that is.
But that's what NXT's booking's kind of like. It's like, okay, we give this team one thing, but then we swerve it and we give them the title. So I could definitely see GYV winning.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, though.
There's reasons for both.
What you mean. Yeah. I just personally think that GYV should be given it.
I personally think it should be MSK just because of the roster.
Well, I personally think you're right. No, I'm joking.
I'll see you in the car park after.
Yes, we will. The famous NXT car park.
Oh, God. Oh, sorry, Hideo Itami.
He's happy now. It's fine. He's free.
Yeah. But next up, this is probably, for night one, the match that I'm looking forward to most. Walter defending the NXT UK Championship against Tommaso Champa.
Yeah.
What a match on paper.
Yeah. I mean, Ciampa's kind of gone through a little bit of a rough patch for me personally. He's not really done much.
No.
I like everything involved with Imperium.
Yep.
And calling back to the Indies.
Mm-hmm.
WXW days with Thatcher and all that. I just want these two to go out there and just beat the hell out of each other. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. You saw it when Walter chopped Champa. Like, they are not holding back, these two. Good. That's what I want. I know I said that I love the technical style, but I like this style a lot as well.
Oh, you need a mix, and this is the biggest mix-up you could add to a card.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited just thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, Champa, like, after he dropped the title, because his title run is my favourite title run in NXT ever.
Yeah. It's good.
It's so unbelievably good. Great matches every single takeover. When he came out with no music, so good.
Yeah.
Even when he added the music, I loved his song.
Yeah.
And then he turned face, and it feels a bit directionless now.
No, he's so good as a heel.
Yeah.
So good as a heel.
Yeah.
But obviously, him against Walter, he's not going to be a heel, is he? Walter's like the uber heel.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much. I'm like literally excited about it, just talking about it.
Yeah. And Ciampa's showing he'll do anything to stay away from the main roster by mixing himself up in NXT UK.
Yeah, he's like, please don't put me on the main roster. I'll go to England, I promise.
As for Walter, obviously he's now the longest reigning NXT UK champion, obviously helped by COVID, but I mean, I think that was going to happen anyway.
He's so dominant there, isn't he?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh,
so God, yeah. Dominant.
And obviously had that incredible match with Ilya Dragunov last year.
Yeah, which it took me a while to watch. I'll be honest, it took me a while to get around to watching that, but after watching it, I'm so glad I did, because that was just brutal. It was so good.
Do you think this will live up to that brutality?
It has the potential to. I think it could. I mean, I think it probably won't be as good of a match on like overall because I think that Dragunov was probably a bit more of an underdog.
Yeah.
Like he had that whole story going into it where he was the underdog and he was trying to prove that he could beat Walter.
Yeah.
Whereas you kind of feel like Champa could beat Walter.
Mm.
You don't feel like there's any like with Dragunov, you thought there's no way he's going to win. So all the near falls felt a bit like more special. But with Champa, you kind of feel like he could win it.
At the end of the day, Ciampa's a former NXT champion. He's one of the most dominant champions in NXT history. Like, it's not like he's not got the skills and he hasn't shown that he's got it.
Yeah, so I think that if anything, this match, he's going to be amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I think it won't be as good as Dragunov Walter because I don't think there's going to be that extra bit of tension. I don't think.
Yeah. Also, there was that like history between Walter and Dragunov. They've wrestled before, so there's a chemistry there.
Yeah.
But like with this match, unfortunately, just because of the belt that's on the line, it almost indicates exactly who's winning.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've just said that there is that Champa could win, but he's not.
No,
there's absolutely no way he's not.
No.
Unless unless they do think, do you know what, Tommaso, go to UK for like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, and
try and boost the ratings, and then just drop it back to Walter, and then come back over here.
Because I think NXT UK's biggest problem right now is who on earth is going to beat Walter.
Well, they had Rampage Brown challenge him.
Yeah, which is weird watching simultaneously.
Yeah.
Like him fend off 2 challenges in 2 different countries. It's like, hang on.
Yeah.
Something ain't right here.
But, I mean, I can't think of anybody that you should drop it to, so.
No. It feels maybe it's Dragunov when a crowd comes back.
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing, considering that there was no crowd for that first match.
Yeah. Which almost added to it.
Yeah, I added to it so much because
it made it feel more tense.
You could hear everything.
Yeah.
Like, wrestling's probably one of the sports where when you can hear everything, that's a bad thing because you can probably hear them calling the match and all that kind of stuff. But when you can hear the chops, you can hear the headbutts, you can hear the drop kicks, it's like, as long as no one slaps the leg, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I think NXT are exempt because half the roster would be screwed.
It'd just be rubbish, wouldn't it? There's no one throwing super kicks anymore.
Yeah. Speaking of super kicks, this match seems like it would be full of them. NXT North American Championship #1 contendership gauntlet match between Leon Ruff, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, and Dexter Lumis. Ooh.
Yeah.
So weird to have a gauntlet match on pay-per-view for me. You don't see it often.
No, you won't see it often, but I think because it's a 2-night event, it probably is the reason why.
Yeah, it just feels like it eats up a lot of time.
Yeah, it could do. Or unless they get someone like Leon Ruff eliminated after like a minute.
So it's more like, from what I remember, it's more like a Rumble style, but it's pinfalls and submissions.
Oh, so they have somebody come in every...
I think it's every 90 seconds.
Oh, you see, I thought it was 2 people start and then someone gets eliminated, so someone else goes in.
I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's like a Rumble style.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, and that there's no way that it's not going to be a long match then. If it's that way.
Yeah. But who do you see coming out on top in this one?
Purely because of the story that they've been telling over the last month or so. Dexter Lumis.
Yeah.
That's probably the only way I can see him going with this.
Yeah. Totally
Obviously, it's LA Knight's first takeover.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see them putting him in a title match straight away, especially because heel against heel Johnny.
Yeah.
So I can only see Dexter Lumis winning, to be honest.
Yeah, so if you look at the faces in this match, because realistically we're narrowing this down to a face.
Yeah.
Leon Ruff, he's already had a program with Johnny, it's probably not him.
No.
Isaiah Swerve Scott feels like he's been out of the picture in a while.
He's a big heel now.
Oh, is he?
He's a big old heel. Yeah, he turned on Leon Ruff.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Yeah, they had a match on NXT. It was probably like 3-4 weeks ago. And Ruff beat him with a roll up. And after the match, Swerve just went mad on him.
Oh, nice.
Beat the hell out of it. Yeah, so Swerve Scott's a big old heel now.
Oh, nice.
So I think you can kind of split these guys off. I think that there's the Ruff and the Scott program. There's Bronson Reed and LA Knight, and then Cameron Grimes is obviously Ted DiBiase. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like it just doesn't feel like any of these other guys have been around Gargano enough to be winning. I really genuinely feel that this is going to be, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it'll be a good match, but it just feels like cut and dry. Loomis is winning. He's going to face Gargano.
Yeah, but it's a way of getting everyone on the show, I guess.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. It's weird that LA Knight lost his first NXT match.
Yeah.
He's going to probably lose here. It's not a great start.
I mean, he's good in the ring, but he's better on the mic.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be winning when he can cut a promo that good.
Yeah.
He can.
Feels like he should be with a monster.
If anyone can talk his way out of a loss, it's him, I think.
Yeah.
Because he's so good on the mic.
Yeah. So we're both in total agreement that it's going to be Loomis.
Yeah.
Does he beat Gargano?
No. Oh, I don't know, actually.
I think he does. I think he does, because this feud's gone on too long. And I feel like
could.
all the other losses, all the other wins that Johnny's had so far have been like short feuds, picks up a win in a good match.
Yeah.
This one's built and built. Also, you've got the stuff with Indy Hartwell, who's in love with Dexter Loomis.
Yeah, and Austin Theory as well.
Theory. Yeah. There's a lot of storyline stuff going on here against Gargano as the heel, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like the serial killer is the good guy in this one, but
it's strange. It's a strange, like, dynamic, isn't it? That Dexter Loomis is a serial killer that kidnapped somebody, and he's the face.
Yeah, but you see it because he is genuinely likable, and that character is really interesting and funny.
Yeah, I mean, he's good.
Oh
I don't know. I can see him beating Johnny now. Now you've convinced me.
It felt like they wanted to put the belt on him a while ago, and then he got injured.
Yeah.
So I think now is the time. As for Johnny from there, who knows? I don't want to see him on the main roster. He doesn't want to see him on the main roster.
I mean, he could just chase Loomis for a bit, I guess.
Yeah.
That'd be all right.
Johnny is far too small for Vince McMahon. And
no, keep him away. Keep him away. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Oh, you're done in NXT. Let's get you to the main roster. It's just find him something else to do. It doesn't. Not everybody that kind of comes to a natural end in NXT needs to go to the main roster.
Yeah, but there's just so many matches there as well that I'd just be so interested in seeing. Like, obviously, he's been having a little feud with Beth Phoenix, like seeing him wrestle Edge.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But
and then like Seth Rollins.
This is us saying this.
Yeah, this is us thinking booking him well.
Yeah, as soon as they go up to the main roster, it'd be, oh, you want to go with Bad Bunny for 2 months?
Oh,
yeah.
He just absolutely stinks of an Intercontinental Champion, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, workhorse title, isn't it?
Yeah.
Face Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling. It'd be class, but it just won't be because they won't use him properly.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But finally, for night one, the NXT Women's Championship, and I presume this is going to main event. It has to, just look at the card.
Yeah, definitely.
Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez.
They've
been building this one for a while. Raquel feels like she's been deserving of a title match for a while at this point. What have you made of Raquel's build and Raquel in NXT?
So I started off not really knowing much about her. Because I remember the first time I saw her, I was actually talking to you and I was like, who is she?
Yeah.
And she's very good.
Yes.
I like her. This whole match kind of feels a little bit strange to me. It just feels a little bit like she's not. Has she really proven herself as a singles competitor?
She hasn't, but she's been the one winning matches in the tag team matches, and Dakota's kind of been getting thrown around. Then she gets the hot tag and gets the win.
But this just feels to me like, so the whole thing with Eoshirai and Toni Storm was that Toni Storm was the only person that Io hadn't beaten.
Yeah.
And then Io beats her, and then she's the one that challenges Raquel. I feel like if it was the other way around, if Raquel challenged Io, it would have been a better build. But for me, Io challenging Raquel feels like, oh, I'm going to challenge this person in a tag team because they're easy.
I don't know, man. Like, at the end of the day, Raquel's been the one getting wins. She got the win, and she pinned Io in War Games.
Oh, yeah.
So there was the tease there.
Yeah. Okay.
And pinning the champion's always a big move.
Yeah.
I feel like she's earned it. I feel like she's been one of the more interesting women. And she had a feud with Rhea Ripley as well, which was class because it was just two Hoss women, which is a nice change, beating the hell out of each other.
Both 5'9" or whatever they're built.
Yeah. Throwing each other into lockers and stuff like that. Rhea locking Dakota in a locker, which was hilarious. But yeah, Io has been a fantastic champion since winning it at In Your House against Rhea and Charlotte.
One of the best women's wrestlers in the world. Not even in WWE, in the world. She's incredible.
Yeah, yeah. And she also always will be remembered as the person who took the belt away from Charlotte Flair, so thank God for that.
Yes. Thank you, Io.
But for me, this feels like the end of the run for Io with the title.
Yeah, it's kind of like, so with Raquel and Dakota, it's kind of like Diesel getting the push.
Yeah.
So Diesel and Shawn Michaels, obviously. Diesel was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, whatever, his muscle. Yeah. This is like Diesel getting the push, which is good. I guess it's different. But I don't know if
Diesel did get the push.
Oh yeah, I guess, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
I feel like if they gave Raquel the belt, it's like, where would they go with that?
Well, I think one of the steps would definitely be Raquel versus Dakota Kai.
Do you think?
Absolutely.
Do you think Dakota would turn on her?
I think I think Raquel would turn face. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see that happening, but not straight away.
No. No, I think she'd run through some of the roster first, but I think she'd be more face than she would heel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So maybe Dakota tries to help her cheat, and she denies it and beats them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, I can see it now.
And then definitely a takeover match between Dakota and Raquel.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I could see that happening.
I'd love to see Dakota get the title eventually, but it just doesn't feel like she'd beat Raquel.
No, unless it's by shenanigans.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been 300 days that Io has held the title at time of recording. So
yeah,
I mean, she's more than had her time. Only Shayna and Asuka held it longer.
Yeah.
And they're both massive reigns. So
I mean, yeah, I'm all for it then.
Have I convinced you?
Yeah, you me over on this one.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this match. Obviously, Io working with a bigger wrestler will be good to see. Makes for a good dynamic, and then whatever Dakota Kai will get up to on the outside as well.
I mean, Dakota Kai's money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think she's really good.
Maybe we could see a Kevin Owens style turn on Raquel after she wins the title.
Oh yeah, she couldn't power bomb her.
Power bombing her on the
apron. No way.
Would be incredibly impressive.
Oh yeah, and it properly get me over with her, or get her over with me. But no.
But we move to night 2, and having spoken about Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, the first NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, talk about the second NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart taking on The Way, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Now,
Ugh.
What do you think of the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship situation?
As a concept, I like it.
Yeah.
Because they have some talented women. It's not like the main roster women's tag titles where it's like just thrown together teams. They actually have teams that are a little bit established.
Lana and Naomi are definitely an established team.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing them in the old ROH days.
The classics.
Back in 2008.
Yeah.
But no, I like them as a concept. I hate what they did with them.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
what they did the first night where they introduced the belts, they did the right thing putting them on the winners of the Dusty Cup,
Mhm.
and then they ruined it.
Yeah. I think the issue was they wanted to put them on Ember and Shotzi
But
at
they had no
Takeover,
reason. Okay, yeah.
but then it's like, but wait, we want Raquel in the title match.
Yeah.
So how do we? So they just did it
So
on the first night.
they put themselves into a corner.
Yeah, they didn't need to do it.
No.
But this match, like it just screams of Ember, Moon, and Shotzi retaining. Like it'd be comical if they started hot shotting the belt again. Right?
Oh yeah, if it becomes hot potato, it's just a bit daft, really. I mean, they brought it in, they want it to be a main title that people want, not just something that gets chucked around like the 24/7 championship.
Yeah, that's it. It's dead on arrival if they do it again. Like it was already a bad look, but my god, that would be horrendous.
Yeah, Ember and Shotzi need to hold it for a long time.
Yeah,
because it was just so stupid. It was so dumb. I just don't get why they would do that.
Yeah. But next up looks like it's going to be a fun match. The undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Championship ladder match. The champion Jordan Devlin against the interim champion Santos Escobar.
Yeah, exciting.
Oh god, yeah. What did you make of Shawn Michaels come out to present them with the ladder?
I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah.
He just looked like a lost old man.
Yeah.
Wandering out, finding a ladder and going, oh, there you go.
Yeah. Obviously, this was in reference to his match with Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10 when they both had the IC title.
I understood why they did it. It just looked a bit funny. It just looked funny.
Yeah.
I liked him sliding it in between them. I thought that was quite cool.
Yes, nice visual.
Yeah.
But both men, incredible athletes, great wrestlers. Should be a great match.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I know who I want to win, but who I think will win is a different question.
I'm torn. I'm
Are
really
you?
torn. I know who I want to win because I'm not particularly a fan of Devlin after last year. But and if you want to know more about that, Google it.
Or don't.
Well, I wouldn't recommend Googling it, but if you want to know, you can know.
I think the way that we need to treat that is he's back on TV, so like maybe they know more than us.
I can't look past it yet, anyway.
No.
But I also don't want to get any legal trouble and say anything. There's no facts. Anyway, this is about wrestling, and that's not real.
We just treat him as a wrestler.
Yeah, but I want Santos Escobar to win.
Yeah.
I think Santos Escobar has been so fantastic with the belt. I think he's been the best cruiserweight champion since it became the NXT belt.
Yeah.
Comfortably. So I think he should be rewarded for that by retaining here.
Yeah, I think it'll be a real rub for him to win.
Yeah.
And to be like the undisputed cruiserweight champion, like you say, he's probably the best champion since it became the NXT title.
Yeah.
I don't see how he doesn't win.
The only worry for me is that Devlin is coming across to America permanently.
Oh, is he? That's why I thought how...
Maybe. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think if he's coming across to America permanently...
Yeah, that was what I thought, because I thought they'll definitely have Santos win if Devlin's going to go back to the UK, just because everything's so up in the air at the minute that nobody really knows what's going to be happening in 6 months. Yeah. And nobody knows whether you're going to be able to travel in 6 months. So putting a title on somebody who is going to be out of the country when you don't know when they can come back is a bit of a big question mark. So I feel that Santos would be a clever choice. But if Devlin stays in America full time, then it's literally 50-50.
Yeah, genuinely, it all depends on what Jordan Devlin's plans are.
Yeah.
I think this is the hardest one to call of all of them.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'll be certainly rooting for Santos Escobar.
Oh yeah, I definitely want him to win just because he's been so good with it. And him and Legado del Fantasma have been really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, he had that thing with Karrion Kross, and they had that the no disqualifications match, which was actually decent.
And to be fair, after losing there, I know it is Karrion Kross, but after losing there, Santos Escobar could probably do with the rub.
Yeah, he probably needs a win.
Yeah. So
yeah, I hope so.
And seeing him unhook both belts, and it's a really nice looking belt, would be a cool visual, regardless of who it is.
Yeah, it's a nice title, just like the new IWGP World Heavyweight title.
Agree to disagree.
I just wanted a reaction.
And then we come on to what is the main event of my heart, certainly, and I know of yours too.
Oh,
Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly.
It's always going to be the main event of my heart if a certain Mr. Cole is in it.
So it's an unsanctioned match, which will no doubt leave these men's creativity down totally different avenues. It'll be, have you seen the video package for this match yet?
I haven't, no.
Oh, it's incredible.
Is it good? Yeah, I can imagine it would be.
Yeah, there's so much story with these guys. Like, they had footage from New Japan.
Did they? Did they have anything from ROH?
I'm not sure. Not that I could remember, but maybe.
Because they had a feud in PWG as well, and it's so good.
But they've lent into Cole being always one step ahead of O'Reilly, always being by his side, always being better than him.
I'm so excited.
It's a fantastic story.
So excited.
Yeah, it's a great story. It's two great wrestlers. It's been years in the making, pre-NXT. They deserve this moment.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Owens and Zayn at Mania, where it's a story that's been building for years. Right? And it's finally on. All right, it's not a WrestleMania, but it's on a big stage.
This match shouldn't be on WrestleMania. It should be on a takeover.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It's not on Mania, but it's on a bigger stage than it normally would be. So like an ROH pay-per-view. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Plus, this way you keep YouTubers out of it.
Oh, don't even get me started. I'll go off the handle on that. We're doing a WrestleMania preview podcast. We're recording it tomorrow, and I'm going to go off on that. I'm going to go absolutely off.
But where do you see this match going?
All over the CWC.
Yes.
Which is it the CWC or is that Cruiserweight Classic?
No, it's also the CWC.
Okay.
Then Wrestling Center.
That's it. So yeah, I can see it going everywhere. They're going to go into the famous parking lot. They're going to go into the crowd as long as it's safe. It's going to be mad. It's going to be really good.
Do you expect an appearance from a Roderick Strong or a Bobby Fish in this match?
Yeah, definitely. Especially because Roddy lost this week. So I can see him because he hasn't got a match. He's been involved in this storyline from the beginning.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, get him there. It's unsanctioned, so there's not going to be any disqualifications. Bobby Fish can come out. I don't know what his injury's like, but bring Bobby Fish out. Have the whole Undisputed Era story. Oh, I can't call who's going to win it. I think Kyle O'Reilly's going to win it, but it's close.
I'm really torn. Torn. It's very, to me, it rings of Gargano and Champa, where this is the start. This is very much not the end.
Oh no, this is going to go on for a long time.
And I can see Adam Cole coming out on top because of that. Just because Kyle having to claw his way to finally beating Adam Cole.
What about this? What if it looks like O'Reilly's got Cole beat, and then Strong comes out and turns on Kyle and goes with Cole again?
I can't help but say I'd be devastated.
Would you?
Oh, as in like emotionally, I'd feel so sorry for
Oh
Kyle.
yeah, it'd be horrible, but I feel like that'd be quite a good story because I feel like Roddy needs somebody. I think.
Yeah, he's the one who I worried about coming out of this because obviously Kyle's proven himself in the main event with Balor. Adam Cole's obviously proven himself in the main event.
Yeah.
The other day, I watched back when Adam Cole. So after Saudi Arabia, when all the planes were stuck, and NXT invaded SmackDown, in that main event, Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan, and the crowd went mad for Adam Cole.
Yeah. He's over, but it's another case of if he was on the main roster, he'd be screwed.
Yeah, and Cole beat Daniel Bryan that night as well, which was incredible.
Yeah.
With Triple H and Shawn Michaels sat ringside. And of course, one thing to factor into this as well is the tease of Shawn Michaels versus Adam Cole.
I don't want that to happen.
I do.
Do you? I mean, I'd want it to happen.
Yes and no.
I want it to happen if it was 15 years ago.
If I could get the Shawn Michaels that wrestled at WrestleMania 25, then...
Oh, yeah, but you're not going to get that. You're going to get the Shawn Michaels that wrestled in Saudi.
But I'd be so excited.
I mean, the promos would be good.
Yeah, I can't help myself. I don't want Shawn. Okay, I don't want it. I don't want it because I don't want Shawn to come out of retirement.
But you also kind of do.
But yeah, there's a sick part of me that wants it because what if it is good though?
Yeah, I mean, there's more likelihood that it's going to be a match with Adam Cole would be a better match than with Undertaker and Kane.
Yeah,
in Saudi. So like, there's more likelihood that it would be okay, but there's also losing the of him being retired, which, to be fair, has already been shattered by the Saudi show. But
no, it didn't happen.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of people saying just pretend it didn't happen. WrestleMania 26 was his last match.
Yeah, just forget about it.
Yeah. But where would you see both men going out of this? Obviously, they're going to be linked together for a while. But do you see this feud pushing towards the title picture?
Eventually. Eventually, yeah. I mean, I think they did quite a decent job of getting Finn out of this story because he was intertwined with it, with Cole turning on Finn and O'Reilly at the last takeover. So Finn was intertwined with it, and obviously that intertwines the belt. But they did quite a good job of getting out of that by having Cole lose to Balor on an NXT show by having O'Reilly cost him.
Yeah.
So I think keep it away from the belt for a while. Have them have like just a blood feud. Just go for it.
Oh god, yeah.
Properly go for it for 3-4 months.
Honestly, and I'd take it way longer than 3-4 months.
Yeah, but I mean, have them do it
just feud, yeah.
Yeah, and then bring in some way having the title involved.
Yeah,
and then have it go for another year. Go for it.
Yeah. No, I absolutely want this to run Gargano and Champa lengths. I want the betrayals. I want the emotional stakes because I think they've struggled to hit a high of that feud in a while. And that's mainly because they lose all their talent to Vince every so often.
And that was special as well. I mean, you don't just get that every feud's not going to be just that.
No,
so
and
that
it's
was
impossible.
Special. Yeah.
It'd feel cheap if they tried to do that every single time.
Yeah, exactly.
But this feels earned.
It feels like it definitely could. It should live up to that sort of hype.
Yeah, and obviously we're both AEW fans, and sorry to bring this up in an NXT podcast, but
how dare you?
This is one of the matches that makes people flip channel. This feud makes people flip channel.
Oh, I'd watch this match over most AEW matches.
Yeah, can't agree.
If this was a main event, say this takeover show was going to be head to head with an AEW pay per view, and this was the main event, and the main event of the AEW show was something like Kenny versus Pac or something, I'd really struggle which one I'd watch.
That would be emotional torment.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do. Obviously, thank God we can record things or watch it on networks and all that sort of stuff. Thank God we can do that. But watching it live is a bit different. I'd really struggle.
But yeah, this is absolutely, without a doubt, the match of the event, I guess. It's hard to say match of the night because it's going to be the match of the night, but it's going to be a match of both nights.
It's going to be match of the week.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, it'll probably outdo anything at Mania.
It'll outdo pretty much everything on Mania from what I can think of off the top of my head.
To be fair,
I'm so excited. For a person that's watched indie wrestling for probably as long as I've watched wrestling, to see Adam Cole, who was one of my favourite indie wrestlers before he came to WWE as a whole, and Kyle O'Reilly on a takeover main card, it should be the main event, and then seeing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who Kevin Owens, when he was Kevin Steen, was my favourite indie wrestler. He was probably my favourite wrestler in general when he was Kevin Steen. It warms my heart seeing this happening on both of these shows. So there's something to look forward to on everything for me.
Yeah, it's a big weekend for these indie boys.
Oh, I love it. Although, like I said, Logan Paul's going to ruin everything.
Deep breaths.
Honestly, I could cry. It's horrible.
But the main event, it's going to be the main event as much as we would love to see it be Cole and O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Finn Balor, the NXT champion, versus Karrion Kross, coming back for the belt that he never lost. What are you feeling going into this one?
I feel like... So, like you just said, Cole and O'Reilly should be the main event. It should. In my opinion, it should. But if they put that on fourth, and have Balor and Kross on last, that'd take away from this match so much.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody would be so... I think they're going to have Cole and O'Reilly open.
Interesting.
I think they'll have them open, put on a mad, half an hour, 25-minute match, and then let everything calm down.
Yeah.
And then have, Ember and Shotzi number 4. I think. And then I think that'll add to this match. If... The issue with this, with Balor and Kross, is there's better matches that I'd rather see both people do. And I know you're not a massive Karrion Kross fan, but
we'll get to that.
I'd rather see Finn Balor in a takeover main event against other people more than I want to see him with Karrion Kross.
Yeah. Yeah, Karrion Kross is less of a work rate guy. He's more of a character, a body guy, a big guy. Yeah. And there's room for that. There is room for that. Yeah. I just think I'm not excited by him. I didn't enjoy his match with Keith Lee. I just didn't enjoy that at all. I know he got injured, so fair enough. Maybe that was the reason, but the finish to that felt so deflating.
Yeah. But you're not used to that with NXT, are you?
With a heel winning in NXT, it's never oh no. No one was devastated when Adam Cole won the title.
No, because he's so good.
Yeah. Whereas I just don't have that feeling for Karrion Kross. He feels like a main roster guy who's come and invaded NXT.
Oh, that's a good way of putting it, yeah. He feels like somebody coming from Raw and saying he feels like Charlotte.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously, if you've got that sort of character, you have to have him win the title. You have to have him in and around the title.
Yeah.
But
as much as we don't want it.
Yeah, I just don't want it. I'm judging him before this has happened. At the end of the day, I'm sure he could have a banging match with Finn Balor because it's Finn Balor.
Anyone could.
Yeah. I just don't want this title reign to last forever because there's so many more interesting stories bubbling underneath that I'd rather see right now than whatever Karrion Kross is going to tell us. Who does he feud with next after Balor, realistically?
No, exactly. There's no one.
There's no one who excites me.
No. And
it's a shame to be ending this on I don't like Karrion Kross. Yeah. I'm willing to give him a chance. This is a big opportunity for him to come out and go, this is what Karrion Kross is about. I'm the NXT champion. I'm going to build NXT around myself. By the way, we've all accepted that Karrion Kross is going to win here.
Oh yeah,
It was just the second that he came back, he was going to reclaim his belt. That's just how it is.
Yeah, it usually happens, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'd have loved to have seen him rather have a North American title run first, but I get it.
Yeah, have him build himself up as, look, I can have good matches.
Yeah.
With the North American title, and then...
It's not even that I don't enjoy like big horses, because when it was Keith Lee and Dijakovic for the North American title, those were some of the highlights of NXT. Period.
Yeah,
they were
there's a difference between just being big and talented.
Yeah, I don't think he's not talented.
No, I didn't mean. I mean, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah. He's not a work rate wrestler, and that's fair enough.
He's one of the few examples of a wrestler in NXT that would be better on the main roster.
Yeah, very few.
Yeah.
You can see Vince like rubbing his hands together at the sight of Karrion Kross.
Yeah, for me, like the best outcome of this match is Finn retains and Kross leaves.
The issue is, how do you have Kross leave NXT looking strong? You know what I mean?
I guess he could. The thing he's got for him is his character.
Yeah.
His character and Scarlett are both. I think they could work around it. I think have Finn win somewhat, not luckily, but like catch him with a coup de grace and catch him on a 3. Have him kick out just after the 3, and then have Kross go mental and have Scarlett on the next NXT be like, we don't need this place needs us, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then say, you'll never hear of me again, and then have him leave. Have him go for like a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and then have him appear at a...
Or you could have him Raw after Mania.
Oh, yeah. That's... Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. That's... Yeah. Do that. Have Finn win somewhat luckily, have him catch him with a coup de grace, and then have Kross disappear. Have him appear at Raw.
Yeah. The issue is, for me, Karrion Kross is definitely winning.
Oh, I know. I'm just fantasy booking.
Yeah.
It's what I want, but...
With this, obviously, it feels like it's going to be somewhat of a longer reign because it's a big, foreboding champion. And they don't tend to do short reigns in NXT.
No.
By choice, anyway.
They don't even seem to do transitional reigns.
No, like Keith Lee was somewhat transitional, but that's just because they went, "Oh, we've got Karrion Kross now."
Yeah.
Who do you eventually see dethroning Kross?
Now, like we say, we kind of want the Cole and O'Reilly feud to go towards the title.
Yeah. I
could see Kyle O'Reilly. Personally, see him choking him out.
I was going to say Adam Cole.
Okay.
Because the person who O'Reilly beats for the title is Adam Cole.
Do you think?
Just because that's nice. It's like how we all want Hangman to beat Kenny for the title.
Yeah.
I want O'Reilly to beat Cole for the title.
How dare you bring that company back up again?
Sorry.
I don't know who Hangman is.
It's former NXT star James Storm.
Oh, okay. That's okay then.
Yeah, no, at the end of the day, I think this will be a good match. I think Finn Balor can work with almost anyone.
Oh, yeah. If it just turns into Big Hoss carry and throws little Finn around, I'm all right with that.
Yeah. And I don't think Karrion Kross is a terrible worker. Obviously, there was the unfortunate incident with Danny Burch. That's not a good start. Injured himself in his first takeover. That's not a good start. Hopefully that's just nerves. Hopefully that's just the first teething period.
I won't say it, but stuff happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Stuff happens. You know what I'm trying to say, but I'm not swearing.
It's a business where you get hurt. It happens. It's just unfortunate that it's happened to him twice now.
Yeah. But like you see Nia Jax, it's kind of a bit like there's a pattern going on here.
No one seems to point fingers at Karrion Kross for some reason, but they love to jump on Nia Jax when she does it.
I mean, Nia's probably done it a few more times.
She has, but this is like a smaller pool size, and he's done it in most of his matches at this point.
I think you've got to give him a shot.
Oh,
give him time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think he's got it in him to be a great wrestler and a great champion, but he's a bit on the older side. He's 35.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was probably like 31, 32.
No, he's on the older side, so he's not going to be in NXT for a while.
But again, like we've said, that probably suits him down to the ground.
Yeah, he'll probably have a year here, max.
That's fine by me.
Yeah. Absolutely send him to Raw. Let him throw the Fiend around.
Him and Drew.
Hang on. Just thinking about the Fiend, though. Because then you've obviously got Scarlett and Alexa as well.
Oh.
And they're both a bit spooky.
What a spooky time that'd be.
I mean, Raw is the spookiest time going right now, so...
Imagine that, but in Halloween at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre. There's some beefy boys for him to go with. Sheamus.
There are some thick old lads.
There are indeed.
Sheamus, yeah. Just let him beat people up.
Yeah. Yeah, just let him be a brawler.
With it. Yeah.
And no Saito suplexes.
No. And if you're going to do that elbow to the back of the head, at least like lay it in a little bit. And just tap him. Come off it.
But before we wrap this up, any final thoughts going into the 2 nights of TakeOver?
Yeah, all in all, I'd say I'm excited.
Yep.
I'm definitely excited to watch it. There's going to be a lot more good matches than there are bad matches. I can only think of one that I think will be... maybe the women's tag could fall a little short for me, but that's just because I'm not a massive... I wouldn't say... I'd rather watch men wrestle than women, and that sounds terrible, but... I'm excited. I think the match of the night number 1, I think, would be either Walter and Tommaso or Pete Dunne and Kashida. And then match of night 2 is definitely going to be Adam Cole and Johnny.
Yeah.
Not Johnny, Adam Cole. I just read Adam Cole. Yeah. I just read Johnny and it just stuck in my head. Yeah, Adam Cole and Kyle would definitely be match of night 2, but it should be 2 solid nights of wrestling. Yeah,
2 solid nights of wrestling, and TakeOver has a reputation of outshining Mania in terms of match quality. Obviously, Mania is more moments driven, but match quality you turn to a TakeOver. So there's a high bar for them to clear, but this card suggests that they can do it again.
Yeah, it's not very often that they don't deliver.
Yeah.
Stand and deliver.
Stand and deliver.
There we go.
We've wrapped it all up.
Full circle, baby.
But thank you for watching. Check out the Announcer's Table YouTube channel. Hit like, hit subscribe. Check out our WrestleMania podcast that will also be coming out later this week. Check out theannouncerstable.com for the latest wrestling news. And thank you for watching.